Alec Baldwin will be going to court in the very near future for the manslaughter case revolving around the October 2022, I can't believe it's been that long, shooting death of Halyna Hutchins, the cinematographer on the set of Rust. And well, it's going to be interesting, right? Because Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the armorer on the set, she's already had her trial and she has been convicted of manslaughter a few months back. And well, it's going to be interesting, right? Because she might end up getting a deal because the justice system always ends up siding with and giving easier sentences to women. So, of course, she might end up getting a deal if she'll go ahead and testify against Alec in his case. But how's that ultimately going to end up working out? Well, we'll just have to play a good old game of wait and see. Prosecutors in Alec Baldwin manslaughter case asked court to force convicted Rust armorer to testify at his trial. Well, yeah, she is, in fact, a ward of the state, so you could, in fact, get her to testify. I don't really think that would be much of a stretch. The New Mexico prosecutor and Rust star and producer Alec Baldwin's involuntary manslaughter case filed a motion Monday, June 3rd, asking for the court to force the movie's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, to testify at the Emmy winner's upcoming trial. Gutierrez-Reed, who was inadvertently put live ammo in the prop gun Baldwin was holding when it discharged, right? Oh, the gun just went off. In 2021. I thought it was 2022, so we're 3 years removed from this crap. Holy. Killing of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter in March and is currently serving an 18-month prison sentence, which she'll probably end up doing, and especially after this deal, if she ends up testifying, 6 months, maybe time served, and then she'll just get probation for the rest, the house arrest maybe. Baldwin is also facing an 18-month sentence if convicted. He has insisted he never pulled the trigger, but the FBI, I think it was the FBI, I'm pretty sure it was the feds, it wasn't the ATF or anything like that, but they ended up looking at the firearm and realizing that, this is one of those things where if you don't pull the trigger, the gun doesn't go boom. So how do you explain that one there, Alec? Gutierrez-Reed, whose lawyers filed to appeal her conviction in May, has appeared on one recent witness list the Baldwin's team has submitted to the court ahead of his trial in July. Well, yeah, of course, she was there, so of course, they'd kind of want her side of the story, too. Presumably, defendant Baldwin named Ms. Gutierrez as a witness so his counsel can obtain potentially exculpatory information. Well, yeah, exactly. They put her name on the list so that they could have a preliminary interview, see what she knows, and then either use her or not use her in the trial. That's the way that these things normally go. But during a pretrial interview, May 14th, Gutierrez-Reed asserted her Fifth Amendment privilege to all substantive questions. Well, yes, of course, the prosecutors wrote, meaning that, I'm not going to further implicate myself any further. I'm not going to confess to any crimes, even if I have been convicted of them. That would further implicate me in, additional crimes. Therefore, if you want me to talk, give me immunity or reduce my sentence. That's what she's angling for, which, hey, that's her right. That's her prerogative. So they're asking for the court to grant her a use immunity. Yes, a limited use of immunity, explains the legal expert Emily D. Baker. Oh, yeah, okay, former LA deputy district attorney. Yeah, she's the chick that Nick Rekieta should be if, he didn't end up blowing up his career. Heavy emphasis on the word blow. If the court were to grant it, whatever Gutierrez-Reed says that the Baldwin trial could not be used against her during appeal. Yeah, of course. So they want the immunity. Prosecutors warn the court that if Gutierrez-Reed is not granted use immunity, the defendant will likely attempt to have her previous statements admitted. This requires the defendant to demonstrate that Ms. Gutierrez is unavailable due to the assertion of her Fifth Amendment privilege, which, as a jury would be instructed, cannot be used against the defendant. But if she's not going to come into court and they know that she's the armorer on the set that she will be referred to throughout the trial, if she's not out there because she doesn't want to further implicate herself, it's going to end up reflecting poorly on Alec, of course, even though you're instructed not to let that influence your decision. But come on, man. In other words, Baldwin's attorneys could show clips of Gutierrez-Reed from her previous police interviews instead of putting her on the stand. Exactly. If they don't, in their pretrial interview, acquire any information that could be useful on the stand, they'll just simply use her words from her police interview, which will end up being far more favorable to Alec's defense. In her interview, she's clear saying that she should have checked the gun better. Those types of statements where she's accepting responsibility are helpful to Baldwin. For those reasons, putting Gutierrez-Reed on the witness list was a shrewd legal move, according to Baker. She would be able to plead the Fifth is then unavailable, and Oh, and he can use some of the clips. Yeah, exactly. So that kind of puts the ball in the court of the prosecutor as to what they want to do because, yeah, okay, a conviction in this case is pretty much what they're going for. And especially, yeah, and prosecutors, state prosecutors, federal prosecutors, they're big old clout chasers. So these are people that are trying to climb the ladder of success in the legal system. So, yeah, this state DA is probably wanting to get to a federal level, and getting somebody of the stature of Alec Baldwin, even though he is a dyed-in-the-wall Democrat, would end up reflecting incredibly well on or his or her behalf. I don't know who the prosecutor is on this one. So yeah, if you can go ahead and jettison a lesser sentence to go after the bigger fish, you're definitely going to be doing that. So it'll be an interesting thing to figure out. And yeah, all of these cogs are going to be moving ahead of the trial, which is scheduled for later this year. But it's going to be pretty interesting, right? Because Alec Baldwin, well, he's been in the headlines for other things recently, and it's going to be for a reality TV series. Okay, for 2025. Yeah, okay. So they're going to be filming right now, presumably, or at least they have recently. Are you going to talk about the pending trial? Are you going to talk about the murder that you might or might not have committed? Is that going to be a part of the series? Is that what you're trying to capitalize on? Because normally getting a Baldwin's reality series, well, that'd be a pretty big thing. Alec Baldwin is a pretty big name in Hollywood, all things considered. It's just very strange timing this go around, okay? Alec and Hilaria Baldwin are inviting viewers into their chaotic home for a reality series airing on TLC in 2025. I wonder if the coffee house incident with Crackhead Mary, I forget what her name. Oh, Crackhead Barney. That's what it was, because she dresses up like Barney. I wonder if that that was something that really did happen, by the way. I wonder if that's going to make it into the reality show. I wonder if we're going to figure out if that was assisted reality. The husband and wife duo announced the show with the working title, The Baldwins. The video posted to Instagram, in which their 7 children run around the house screaming. Oh, it's so nice. We're inviting you into our homes to experience the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the wild, and the crazy. No shots will be off limit, Alex says in the video. Home is the place we love to be the most. Well, yeah, exactly, especially for somebody facing down an 18-month prison stay. I attempted to wrangle his horde of kids. We are the Baldwins, and we're going to TLC. God help you all. Oh, it's so great. I can't wait to not watch this crap. Per TLC, Alec and Hilaria Baldwin have been making headlines since they were married nearly 12 years ago. Which headlines do you want to talk about specifically? The one where Alec is quite possibly the most unpalatable individual in all of New York City? Those headlines? Or the ones down from New Mexico? Which ones are we talking about? In this TLC follow docu-series, Alec and Hilaria invite viewers into their homes as they share with their 7 growing kids for the first time. They're opening up their family lives and bringing everyone in to join the non-stop love, laughter, and drama. The announcement comes as Alec Baldwin awaits a July trial. Wow, it's actually coming up quicker. I thought it was in October, but okay, July trial for his manslaughter indictment in relation to the death of the Rust cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to end up playing. It's like maybe they timed this out perfectly so that this will be a perfect cliffhanger, going into season 2, hoping that they get renewed for that. Like, why are you doing this? Okay, he accused of negligently pointing the gun at Hutchins, pulling the trigger. Yeah, we know all the specifics. Baldwin's lawyer sought to throw out the indictment, but Judge Mary Marlowe Sommer rejected each argument for dismissal. In April, Halyna Gutierrez-Reed was, convicted of the similar charges. So it will be very, very interesting as to what ultimately ends up happening with Alec when he goes to trial next month. That's kind of crazy that we're at that point in time, but you know that TLC has been shameless for a very long time, and there's a point, right, where the whole Baldwin clan, and not just talking about, Alec, his 7 kids and his wife's vagina that doubles as a clown car. But all the other Baldwins, Billy, Stephen, Ed, all of them, getting together. One of the bigger, more prominent families in Hollywood. Like, there's stories, I guess, to tell for people that actually like all of this celebrity crap. It's just awkward timing. Awkward timing to say the least. That, yeah, hey guys, guess what? We're just gonna try to throw out some SEO disrupting news for Alec Baldwin. But yeah, there's a brand new reality show. Just don't mind my trial that's looming over the top of this. And yeah, it's coming in 2025. And at the big premiere party, yeah, I might have to end up getting a day pass. And don't mind the ankle bracelet or the constant beeping. It's gonna be one hell of a watch, guys. I don't know what's gonna be more compelling though, the debut episode when it comes around next year, or the beginning and the opening statements of his trial that are coming in July. I know what I'm going to be watching. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.